Hi guys, welcome to what I term Mbali Talks. One day we're gonna have a channel, guys, just you watch. Anyway, so welcome to my first lockdown video. I decided to do this video because I'm tired of sitting in my track pants, and also because actually I should have been doing these videos from I think mid-Feb, beginning of March, but I got so lazy and overwhelmed by just so many things that are happening in my life. And then COVID-19 happened to the world, and now we're stuck in the house. And it's like either you continue staying in your pants and eating Bali, or you actually do something worthwhile by sharing your knowledge, by sharing what I know, by sharing what I have learned. So I'll be using this placard thingy that I've kind of created. Be kind to me, guys. This is my second take. The first take was a long story. But I don't have plain paper in my house, so I could not really get the placards to look really nice, and I don't have markers, so you guys will just have to bear with me in this old receipt or invoice that I have. I hope my accountant does not kill me for using it, but hey, we use what we have, right? We start where we are. So you know how people usually do videos of what to do in business, or when you're starting out or as a small business? This one is a don't do. This is 5 points of things that you should not do or you should avoid if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, if you're an aspiring startup, because not only will it save you time, but it'll just make your transition, okay, it'll save you time, it'll save you money, and then it'll also make your transition into business a bit more smooth, because we all know starting and running a business is not an easy thing. You're more likely to make so many mistakes, but if you can reduce the amount of mistakes that you make in the beginning, then your implementation and your whole smooth thing into being a business is going to be better. So these are the points of things that I feel like you should not do, or you don't need to do, or you need to avoid as an aspiring or a startup business. Number one, don't choose a long name. There. Don't choose a long name. So your first response is probably how? How come her business is called Fashion Dash Couture? That's such a long name. I know, that's a long name. A lot of people used to tell me so much in the beginning, why don't you shorten the name? Why don't you make it shorter? It's such a long name. It's so hard to say. Fashion Dash Couture. And couture does not exactly slide off the tongue, you know. But I just at the time thought to myself, you know what? I like this name. It was the first name I landed and thought I loved the first time. So I was going to keep it. And also because I've seen brands with longer names, you know, Victoria Beckham, Louis Vuitton. We don't even know how to spell Louis Vuitton till this day, guys. Jasupi, those shoes, you know. And I just thought to myself, if Dolce & Gabbana can do it, so can Fashion Dash Couture. However, I would not in this day and time advise someone to go and choose a long name unless the name is going to be in your own name, in the sense that if your business was Mbalimalo, or I don't know, you know, your brand is your name. And that's nice, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think it works best if you want to go into more of a corporate type of business. If you want to go into more of a fashionable business, you need to make sure your name is a bit nice, slides off the tongue, easy to roll with, you know, type of thing. Choose a short name. Make sure the name is rememberable. Make sure customers can easily say the name. You don't want a customer needing to go to their phone to find out, Kana, what's the name of this brand, when they're trying to talk about you to their friends. It just makes the conversation longer and boring and makes you as a business forgettable. Number two, don't ignore the importance of the target market. Don't ignore the importance of the target market. In my line of work, I've found trying to describe the exact type of woman that buys my clothing to be so difficult, because initially you think to yourself, if I'm doing clothing, then everyone's going to buy. But honestly, that's not how it works. So as part of the hardest things that I had to do in my business was really kind of like drill down to sort of be able to describe the kind of woman or the type of woman or man nowadays who is going to be able to buy into my product. The reason for that is it just makes it easier for you to choose the type of advertising, the type of colors, the type of prints, the type of strategies that you use to be able to run your business. If you think in your mind the product that you have is applicable to everyone, I can assure you, you won't have anyone coming to your door to try and buy your product. Customers will get confused because they'll feel like you're offering too many things to too many people. And also, there's something called snob appeal. There's just people who like being exclusive, who like being different. You need to make sure that while you're studying your product, you're studying what you're going to offer. You need to make sure whether your product is that. Is it the unique thing that people want to have and want to have as little as possible flying around in the market? Some of the comments I get from my customers is the fact that they appreciate me not having 50 items in the market. And as much as a nice comment, I love it, I take it, because probably in terms of production, that's what we can afford. But can you imagine a situation where now I have 5 shops, we're going there, 5 shops around the world or around the country, and obviously each of them has to have more or less the same things. When that time comes, I'll probably be able to know what to do to continue attracting the same type of customer. But when you're a startup, try to limit what you're offering. Try to limit what you're offering to a certain type of person, to a certain type of niche, so that you can quickly grasp that market before you can think of expanding, before you can think of exploring new market shares, so to speak. So don't ignore the importance of being able to describe your target market. When I ask people, because people write to me and say, I want to start a business, blah, 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 blah. And I ask them, who's your target market? More often than not, people don't know. Or they're going to say, everyone, because in your mind you think you have such an amazing product or such an amazing item, everyone's going to come to your door to buy. That's not true. And if you seem like you're a brand that's spiraling out of control and not really sure what you're offering us, and it's not consistent, customers lose patience, they lose time. A confused customer is not a customer that's going to buy. So just be careful of that. We move on. Remember, I did say that we're using paper, so it's going to be like, ta-da! Number 3, don't be a jack of all trades. Don't be a jack of all trades, guys. This kind of links back to the point that we just had about the target market, especially if you're an aspiring startup and you don't have a lot of capital. Try and reduce yourself to offering 1 or 2 products from the beginning. Don't try and offer everything all at the same time, especially because you'll find some of your products, as much as they are complementary, but they don't gel properly, especially at the beginning. Also, it's nice as a business to run for like 6 months or 8 months and then suddenly say, we have this new product. Because now you know the type of advertising that you need to put in, you know your logos, you know what is working, you know which customer you're advertising to, then you're able to expand the business. But if you start your business and you spiral out and you offer so many things, again, customers get confused. It becomes hard to sort of categorize your business into what you're offering. And it's different, I guess, for people who are running like a side hustle but still working. It's a different case if you want to turn that side hustle into a real business. You can't be offering everything. I'll give you another example. These people that do network marketing, you literally find there's one big product that they are selling. They want everyone to buy, or that's what they're portraying as the one product that everyone should buy. You will not find them advertising different products all the time, every day. They are going to be forever living advertising that yellow bottle, and that's what it is. Same thing with us at FDC. When we started, we were not doing African fabric. And we only literally started doing clothes in African print 3 years later, guys, because we had also learned probably skills that help us to manipulate fabric, to work with African prints. Because, I mean, African print is different than a satin or a viscose type of fabric. So you know what I mean? But if we had started out being the brand that sells African way, suddenly sells floral viscose fabric, suddenly sells, I don't know what, plus size, it just gets confusing and you lose a lot of money trying to satisfy so many things. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't have many businesses. You can. I know what it's like. I do it. However, you can't start them all at the same time. You're going to run yourself dry. You are going financially, emotionally, mentally. It's just a lot of work. And at the end of the day, to be quite honest, there's certain parts of my businesses that suffer. And the only way they kind of survive is because they probably don't need me to run them every day. So they're able to run on their own without me being there every day. That's the only way I get away with it. However, if they were all hands-on businesses and needed me to run around all the time, it was not going to be possible. Others were going to suffer, and I was going to probably lose a lot of money because my money is in different things all the time. So as a startup or as an aspiring entrepreneur, you want to avoid that. Choose 1, 2, or 3 products that you think are a sure sell. Put all your might, all your energy, all your weight behind them and push those before you can get to a point where you feel like you can offer more and then suddenly expand. You get. Okay. Moving along. Point number 4. Don't ignore online courses. Don't ignore online courses. So people who know me will know that I'm an accountant by profession, /auditor, depending on how you look at it, because that's the career that I studied, you know. However, I then decided to venture into business because that's more of a passion and that's more what I felt I was drawn to and wanted to do more of. But in order to be able to do that, I had to sit down with myself and admit that I don't have a fashion degree. So that means, unlike other people who've actually studied fashion and gone through 4 years or 5 years of formal education, I needed to put in as much work on online courses as I could. Firstly, because I didn't have money to go and suddenly pursue a degree in fashion design and illustration. Also, I did not have the time to be patient with myself, to wait 5 years before I can start my business because it was a thing that I needed to do at the time. So what I did was go and find platforms that offer courses either for a small amount or free. There's so many free courses online, guys. Stop wasting your data trying to stalk people on Instagram and screenshotting conversations on WhatsApp instead of trying to enhance your skills, enhancing yourself to be able to start and grow your business. There's 2 platforms that I can recommend that have worked well for me. They offer fashion design, illustration, social media marketing, digital marketing, etc. That I would recommend for you guys to go and view, to go and use. And quite honestly, most of them are free, guys. Like, you have no excuse. 2 platforms, Show Academy and Udemy. Those 2 have worked miracles for me. Until this day, I am a product of those online courses. And sometimes I take the same online course twice because I feel like there's something I might have missed in a certain course. So I want to go back and find out why, after applying it, after learning it, my strategy is not working. So because it's free, it's always easy to go back and do it. Don't ignore online courses. Number 5, our last point is paging. Don't expect favor. Go for merit. So people often complain about how it's the people who are closest to them that don't support them, blah, 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 because you think, they should be the first people to support you. I'm sorry, that's not what happens in reality. And quite honestly, I'm one of the lucky people who, the closest people around me were one of the first people of one of my first customers to come and buy and support, which was really nice and kind of them. But I could not have then relied on them only to help me build and grow the business. I needed to be able to understand that I need to offer a good product that ends up attracting other people. People who don't know me, people who don't follow me, people who know nothing about Mbali Nxumalo. You know what I mean? So I needed to start offering a product on a merit of the product, on the quality of the product, on the fact that the product is timeless, it's elegant, it's classic, on the fact that the product is something you can dress up or you can dress down, on the fact that the product is something that you can wear readily available, which is why we're a ready-to-wear brand. Which means you can't just sit in your corner and think just because you have an idea or you have a product that you've identified, then suddenly you're going to be rich because you're a socialite, you know so many people, you're always at people's parties, you're always in their pictures. That's not going to work for you. You need to be able to go for merit rather than favor. Only merit is going to get your business off the ground and actually working into a fully fledged business, from side hustle to proper business. I don't know if you guys get what I mean. And yes, you want people around you to support your business, but don't put that much pressure on them. Also, it's unfair of them because maybe they generally cannot afford your product. But if all you're offering is a hope that people who know you are going to come and buy your product, and you are not able to be a standalone business to be able to attract people who don't even know you, I can assure you your business is going to fail. So don't rely on favor, rather go for merit. So those are my 5 points, guys. Thank you so much for coming to my Mbali Talks teacher session. I will try my best to make sure that we have other videos, and I look forward to your suggestions. I've received a couple of suggestions, but I look forward to getting more. And what I feel like I'm probably strong at is what I'm going to offer you. And yeah, keep safe, keep strong, keep praying. Thank you for staying at home if you're adhering to the rules. Thank you for putting your life on the line for us. If you're an essential worker, we are so truly grateful to have you, and may God protect you while you do your job. And other than that, stay home, stay safe, stay clean, stay sanitized. Protect yourself, guys. Let us reduce the infection rate, or infection rate of COVID-19, and just know that we're going to get through this period. Humanity has existed before COVID-19, and it will continue to exist afterwards. So yeah. Thank you for tuning in, and cheers.